you look at last season, you look at the T, you look at, under Ange. Remember when Van der Ven, Edogi, and Vicario came? Those guys came as absolute nobodies, and
Hmm.
all it took was one season for all three of those guys to be world class, or at least close to that order of what world
Hmm.
class was. I guess Van der Ven was definitely, it took a season, and then everybody kind of admitted that Van der Ven was one of the best defenders on that left-handed, not one of the best,
Mm.
maybe not one of the best centre back, but at least one of the best defenders on that left-handed side of the defense. One of the best left-footed centre backs for sure in the world. There's not many better than him
Hmm.
in the world. Even today, to be honest, I would even go ahead and say that. You got Adogi as well be nominated for team of the season in that left back position,
Hmm.
Vicario as well. And it seems like obviously Adogi's out of injury, but even with like players like Vicario and even Van der Ven, it seems like everybody's getting worse under him. I'm looking at Gray as well. Even when he was playing out of position last season, in that centre back and the full back positions, he's playing in midfield now, and he's good. He's good. He's still putting in better performances than some of the experienced guys there like Bentancur and Paulinho. But it's like his
Well,
attributes are just. It's like it's declining.
when you look at that second half, Daniel, we're 2-0 down. We get back in the game and we give it a good push.
Mm,
Ultimately, it wasn't enough. And but when that period when we were on top, we had momentum. We were looking to get attacking Tel, Xavi, Odebert all getting involved in the game.
mm.
Paulinho was going full pelt. Was that what conclusions you take out of that? Was that more them fighting for Frank to get back in the game? Was that them just abandoning a game plan and flying forward? Like, what do you think happened in that second half?
I don't think it was a abandoning game plan. I think that was the game plan in that second half. I think it was the game plan for them to bomb forward and attack the spaces in that Villa back line, and also they'll just try. But it's I think that was the game plan. I can't go out and say it was them, abandoning it.
Why?
And
Well, why did we not see that in the first half?
I just think that I just. But okay, you didn't see it in the first half because I guess tactically we kind of got it wrong.
Hmm.
Tactically we got it wrong. That's why we had to result into different attacking tactics in that second half. I guess it's just them not doing their homework. I think it can. It's easy to say that, but I think just going off what we're seeing, what else can we say? We can there's nothing else to say than just say that we got that first half wrong.
No, that's fair. But in the second half, was that evidence for you that we could be more of a front-footed team and we can hurt these oppositions? We don't need to be so reserved like we have been.
I think it can, but I don't think our coach. I don't think Frank's going to look at it like that. I think he's going to look at it like we had the first half where we were more reserved, and we had a second half where we weren't. And what happened when we weren't more reserved? What happened when we weren't fully attacking? We only scored one goal. It didn't result into anything. So I think he's going to look at that and be like, kind of like a Conte. He's going to look at that and be like, you know what, fuck all of this. I'm just going to play my defensive tactics. I'm just going to play my own way. I'm just going to put my own tactics, and everybody's just going to have to listen to that. And I don't want anyone thinking now that that's because of a quality. That's because of a quality of players. Because again, not to take it back to Ange, because obviously he's not here, but you have to remember in his first season, he was playing with Richarlison up front. By December, he had double-digit goals. In the previous season, he scored only three. You look at Brennan Johnson, who everybody's saying is not good enough to play in the squad, and he contributed attackingly for us to even finish fifth. That season, that first season. So again, this I, I guess the quality. I guess our front line is not quality, but also as well his coaching, his tactics is not. It's not doing us any favors. It's not doing us any favors in the meantime,
But
in my opinion at least.
have we had Daniel? Have we had any time to train any tactics? Because we've had games, then a rest day, then games, and a rest day. I don't actually think he's had any time to have any. This is probably going into the game next week. It's going to be the longest that we've probably had to put some of his stamp on there. Really, I don't know. I don't know the answer.
Yeah,
But
but
when we had
it's been
when we
how
had a
many months
period,
now?
yeah, when we had a period as well where we had a week free. What was the games at the end of it? It was was it Sunderland? What was the games we had? We literally just had them. We had like a week free. I think it was Brentford in between, and it was
Uh,
terrible.
Palace.
Palace, we had a week free before that game.
Yeah, but wasn't that when he gave them time off and everything? I don't know, but surely these players,
Palace, yeah.
surely these players are better than what we're seeing.
It was Palace and it was Liverpool.
They are better, but also as well, how much better are these players?
I think
much better?
in the second half, I think you
They're
saw
definitely,
quality there.
they're
Look at Xavi. Look at Xavi in that second half. He was brilliant. Why don't we see more of that?
again. See, with players like Xavi, I think the expectations that were set on him were too high. But even at that, again, talking about he was one of the best midfielders. He was definitely the best midfielder in Leipzig, one of the best midfielders in that Bundesliga. He's star forward for Holland. He was one of the best players in that Euros. And he's coming here. He's coming with an expectation of him dragging us into that top 5 in the league. Was that our expectation? Would that be fair to say that was the expectation of us before the ball was kicked this season?
To challenge top 5, yeah, probably.
Exactly. Yeah, and obviously hindsight speaking now, it's not looking like that.
Mm-hmm.
And with somebody like him, I guess, there's no way you can look at it and not, I don't want to point fingers, but there's no way to look at it and not blame the coach and not say like, why are we not bringing the best? Why is our tactics? Why is our coaching not bringing the best out of players like Xavi Simons? Not just the best out of him,
do you think that first half was tactics, or do you think it was those players?
Tactics. I think the whole game. But
we started playing when we were 2-0 down. So do we suddenly go, we're 2-0 down, let's just play with freedom?
I think that's what he done. I think not in the way playing with freedom.
Frank says go out there and express yourself because we got nothing to lose.
But it looks, but that's what the tactic looks like. Just because the tactic looks like that doesn't mean we should now say, Frank said go out there and play with freedom. Do you get what I mean? Because
yeah, I understand, but I just think those players are an absolute disgrace.
I wouldn't.
How many times?
But it's not like they're not trying, though. It's not like they're not trying.
Are they trying? Is Van der Ven is a shadow of himself from last season?
Yeah, 100%. But everybody is, though.
Well,
and why is that?
You could argue Richarlison's not because he scored more goals than he did this time last season, and this is Richarlison. I'm not saying that he's amazing because I think he's pony, but
he's got more game time this season, doesn't he, than last season? When he was truly a starter for us, he's not scored more in that first season. And when he was truly starting, he hasn't scored. He hasn't reached those numbers yet. But even at that, everybody's gotten worse. And if everybody's gotten worse, what can you link that to?
Yeah,
it has to be coaching. It has to come down to coaching and tactics.
And it's not like the injuries have changed as well. We've got massive injury problems now. Richarlison injured.
How many injuries did you have last season?
But that's what I'm saying.
Exactly. But these players,
a lot of people blame that on Ange. Said, it's his fault because it's the way he plays. And now we've got the same problem.
But these players, this team, is worse than last season, and we finished 17th last season.
Mm-hmm. So what's your point?
So the point is it? We were expecting the players to finish in 5th, or what Daniel was saying.
No, not finish in 5th, but challenge European spots.
But how can we challenge when we've got a worse team? I've said this before.
No. But the individuals we got are better, though. The individuals we got this season
we got no Maddison, we got no Kulusevski, we got no Son.
But we've got Xavi Simons, though. We've got Xavi Simons. Xavi Simons is better than Maddison.
Oh, come on.
Xavi Simons, Champions League player. Maddison can't get an England shirt. Xavi Simons is one of the best forwards for Netherlands. He's one of the best forwards from one of the best countries in the world.
And we got Kudus, which we didn't have last year.
And you got Kolomouani.
So those 3 players are better than Maddison, Kulu, and Son. Is that what you're telling me?
I don't think Kudus.
Simons, Moani, and
I'm not saying.
Wait.
Kudus.
Kudus is not better than Kulusevski.
You're saying those 3 are better. Come on, guys, what we do?
Kudus is not better than Kulusevski. Simons is absolutely better than Maddison. Maddison's never even touched the stages that Simons has. And Kolomouani is definitely better than Solanke.
Maddison's not better than Maddison's.
Hasn't touched the stages.
But you're only saying that. You're only saying that in hindsight talk, though. You're only saying that because Simons has come here and he's not looked like the player that we wanted him to look like. Before ball was kicked last season.
Is that not a responsibility on him, though? To come and be that player?
But why? No. But he's come here, and this is the worst he's ever looked in his footballing career. been arguably he's been well not world class, but like close to that close to that line of what makes a world class player in before he came to Tottenham. Why is it now in Tottenham we're 13th and he's not even looking like he's good enough to be in a 13th level club?
Okay, but if we've all got jobs, right? And we all do stuff for our jobs, right? If we don't do well, what do we have to wait until someone says you're doing badly before we actually sit there and go, do you know what? I think I should do better at what I'm doing. Do these players have to be told?
Yeah,
that
but what makes? Oh, sorry.
So what I'm saying is there needs to be. Everyone has a bit of self-respect. I don't think these players have any self-respect that they'll sit there and they'll just hang the manager out to dry again and again and again and again. They hang out Poch. They hung out Jose. They hung out Conte.
Who hung out Poch?
The
None
players.
of these players are here.
They didn't want. But the players
I'm saying
didn't
all the
want Poch
players. They didn't. So what was the difference between the players that finished that got to the Champions League final that then decided that they weren't going to suddenly start playing? What was the difference between the players that got, Conte, all these players? This is what I mean. We make excuses for manager after manager after manager after manager, and we're letting these players off. When is someone going to turn around and say, and I get it, we can't sack 11 players, we can only sack one person. I get that and I understand it. But at what point are we then going to sit there and say the players aren't good enough? Porro, awful. I'm sorry.
Yes, facts.
Awful.
But the
Romero,
problem, but also
captain,
the problem also lies with the club because the expectation that we had for these players was too high for it to begin with. Not even too high, but they were never capable of reaching that to begin with. You look at someone like now Pedro Porro, Palhinha, the Colomwani that you're mentioning, the even players like Romero and stuff. The reason why these guys are a club is not because they're good enough for Tottenham. It's because they weren't good enough for teams like Juventus, teams like PSG, teams like Bayern. And then we now get them and tell them to take us to that level of Juventus, PSG, and Bayern. So it's like we're setting them up to fail in the first place.
We have to do
That's
that.
why
look at Van de Ven. We got him because maybe at the time he wasn't good enough for those clubs, and it was good scouting. You know what I mean? That's what you got to do.
Exactly. No, but I said we should be going. But when I came here first time, I was saying instead of Romero's literally been criticizing the club. He's attacked the board, and we decided to marry him with the captain's armband. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with us for doing that. And again, he's even criticizing the board again when it's a completely new, different board. Levi's gone and Patrici's literally going to Fiorentina. But even at that, I've always said we should be going for signers like Van der Ven, signers like Udogie. No, let me not say nobody's, but nobody's compared to players like Romero, like Bentancur, like Pedro Porro, like the Emerson Royale, just because he's coming from Barcelona, like Mateus Tel.
What? Emerson Royale. No. Emerson Royale, the double winner, the player that won the league and cup with his team, and you're coming at me with this argument.
Emerson,
unbelievable.
But why did we get? No. Wait. I'm saying the only reason why we got players like Emerson Royale. I'm just talking like that profile. Players like Emerson Royale, players like Mateus Tel. We only got them because they come from well-established clubs. They come from clubs that are on the level that we're trying to get to. But then we now say that they should play. We now say that they should play for us and take us to that level when they're not good enough.
No one's sitting there saying that Xavi Simons.
Yes,
we're expecting Xavi Simons to be Cole Palmer or a Morgan Rogers.
Well, You just said he should. I just asked you guys now. What was the expectation for this season? Take up into top 5.
I didn't say that. I didn't say top 5.
What was your expectation?
Go on.
What after last season?
Beginning of the
season. What's the expectation for this season?
For this season? Yeah. For this season, based on what we did last season.
No, just when the transfers
happened. What were you saying last week? We got a whole different board, new manager,
mid-table.
Huh?
Mid-table.
Get out, man.
Yeah.
You'd be happy with that.
With the players that finished 17th last season.
No, with the new signings and the new
manager.
New
signings, we're worse, Sim.
What do you mean, what new signings? We signed Palhinha, Kudus.
Kudus injured. We signed Palhinha, yes.
He's injured now.
Is Kudus better than Brennan Johnson? Because that was who was starting for us last season.
Is that our levels? Is that what we're complaining about?
Yeah, that is
actually Kudus is not better
than literally is, because we saw him.
Hang on. Based on output, compared to what he's done in the Tottenham shirt, unfortunately, Brennan Johnson is better than Kudus. based on what he's done in the Tottenham shirt.
What? Why?
This Kudus has been here for 6 months. Brennan Johnson's been here for a whole season.
Okay, I understand, but you're talking about what they've done. What has Kudus...
Yeah.
When you strip it back,
Well, that's like
what has
saying
Kudus done?
That's like saying Johnson's better than Kane because Johnson scored a
He's
goal in
not
the
better.
final.
Oh my God, Sim.
Because Johnson's won a trophy.
You're so
Johnson's won a
deluded.
trophy,
What
so
are
he's
you
better
trying
than
to say?
Kane.
What are you trying to
you're
say?
not-
Why
you're
is he
not-
better?
you're not.
Why is
You're
he
trying to
better?
say, you're saying
Wait,
the expectation was Champions League.
Is Solanke better than Kolomwani?
They're both shit.
Oh, that's not a question though.
Is
Because
he better
I'm
than
trying to
Kolo
say,
Muani? Well, he's been injured, hasn't he? So how can we say Kolo Muani scored no
just
goals in the
from
Premier League?
from what you know as football,
From football,
is
Solanke-
Solanke better than?
I would say, well, if yes,
No, you wouldn't. No, you would not. No,
Yes.
you would not.
yes.
He's reached double digits twice in his career, man. There's never you cannot say
Based on
Solanke
the
better than
here and
Kolomwani.
now, based on the here and now.
Yeah, based on here and now.
What
there's
did Muani
no
do when
way
he came
you-
on today? What did he do? He got an offside goal. No.
But all of this is hindsight talk, though. All of this is hindsight talk because before they came to Tottenham, they were better than the players that were at
Kolo
Tottenham.
Muani
So
2
why
years
is now-
ago was better than Solanke. They're not. They're
Kolomwani
both
last
crap.
year was better than Solanke. Kolomwani last year was
Come
better
on.
He
than
was good at
Solanke.
Juve. He was good at Juve.
Come on.
Solanke got 9 goals.
But this is the
What
problem,
are you
Daniel. This
doing?
is the problem. We're sitting there talking about shit football players. No.
Yeah, but we're only shit. We're only saying they're shit because we expected them to do stuff that they were never capable of, though.
No.
That's really it.
No.
It's not that these guys are shit
No,
players.
I expect Xavi to be performing like he did in that second half, game in, game out. If we get half of him like that all season, but we haven't. Why?
Okay, then what was the difference? Why didn't he perform like that in the first half then?
What? Because Frank
What
was
was the
telling him to
difference?
defend.
Thank you. So it's the coaching then. It's not the
Really?
players. So
Oh,
it's the
come on.
coaching.
Come on.
That's what you just said because
Come on.
Frank
That's
said.
what you just said.
You just said that's what Frank said. That's what you just.
No, I'm saying. Is
I
that?
didn't
I'm
say
saying.
that.
Is that what Frank said? I'm asking. It was a question. It wasn't.
Oh,
is
right. That
what-
wasn't a statement. It was a
I
question.
didn't
Yeah,
say
it's a
that. I
question.
didn't tell him to do it. I didn't tell him to
So
turn
you're
up in
saying
the second
you were
half.
saying
I was at
Frank
home.
was coaching Xavi to play like that in the first half, and then told him to play something like different in the second half.
No,
Is that
What
No,
else
not
could it
Xavi,
be?
the
What
team.
else could it be then? Exactly, it's the
Come
whole
on,
team.
what are
But
we
what else
doing?
could it be if it's not Frank? What else could it be?
What
else could it be?
I don't understand.
Why? Why aren't you
I don't
understanding?
What's the
understand.
issue
Sim.
though? I don't understand. You're answering your own questions though.
I'm not answering any questions. I'm
Yeah,
asking
you
a
are. 'Cause
question.
what else could the difference be if it's not Frank telling them different things in the first half before the
These are
before the game
grown
started,
men.
and
These are not
after?
children being told what to do like they're at
They are.
school.
It's a coach.
Yes,
What's
they
the
are.
coach
It's
do?
So
called
they sit there and go,
coaching.
yes,
What?
sir, no, sir, this is what happens.
Mostly.
Come on,
It's called
man.
coaching. It's called
Come on.
tactics. It's
Come
called
on.
coaching.
Come on.
It's a team sport. They
What do
all have
managers
roles
do?
to fulfill.
You think Pep just says go out and play and doesn't give them
Exactly.
coaching?
You think they just throw the ball in the pitch and tell them to kick the
No,
ball?
but I don't expect
You
them
can
to just
do
sit
that.
there and go,
You can do
right,
that,
this is
though.
what we're going to do in the first half, and then this is what we're going to do in the second
Of course
half.
they do. What do you mean?
Like, of course they do.
Why wouldn't they?
Wait, so you think it's the same thing that they're going to be doing in the first half and the second half at every single situation in football?
No, I
That's
just don't. I
ridiculous,
just
man.
no.
Gives the
What I'm saying
That's
is, and
ridiculous.
what you two are literally like coming for is, I'm literally stripping it down to. They went out. They go out with a plan. I get it. There's a plan. There's a
Yeah.
plan for the game. But there's
But
not
the
a plan
plans
where they say,
change. The
right,
plans change.
you need to do this now. Right, Xavi, you
but
need to
that
start
is-
running and controlling the game. Does he need?
Obviously,
Does he
don't
need
think-
to tell him
I
that?
don't think he says you're going to play bad.
That's
in the
what I'm
first half
talking
and you're gonna
about.
Play well in the second half.
Can you go out and
But if
start
the instructions
driving
are
runs and doing
facilitating
these
him
things?
to play good and bad.
No, man.
Of course
this
it
is
does.
nonsense. This is not. I
course it
can't. I
does.
can't be
100%
part of
it
this.
does.
This is
100%
delusion.
it does.
This is delusion, Sim.
Why
from
is
you.
what's deluded? What's deluded?
Why is it
Where's
delusional?
Daddy
It's
Kid?
just
So
coaching.
So wait, so you
It's
tell
just
me why?
coaching.
Wait, Barry. In your summation, why do you think he played well in the first half and not the second half?
Exactly. What else
Why
could
do
it
you
be
think?
if it's
Why
not?
do you
What else
think?
could it be?
What do you mean? What?
Why did
Because his
Xavi-
players aren't good enough, and they're letting this team
But why
and
was
his
he good enough
managers
But you
just
down.
said
second
they
half?
were
Why
good
was he
enough
good
in
enough
the
in the
second
second
half.
half and
You
not
said
the
they were
first
good
half?
enough in the second half. So what happened?
Because I don't know. I don't have the answers. I'm not a coach.
But it's not to do with the coach.
I don't believe for 1 second they're all to. There's blame across all of them, right? But I don't believe for
No,
1
the thing is-
second
the thing
that
is-
that these players just went out second half and thought, "Sod it, we're going to go and play differently."
But tell Xavi, Odegaard, and Paulinho all like learn new players in that second half. If it's more than one,
Why is that?
Why is
Exactly.
that? If
Why? It's
if
the whole
more-
team. It's practically the whole
so
team.
we're then going to criticise Frank for the first half, but then not praise him for saying that in the second half.
I did not praise him. He's
No,
great.
but you can do that though. You can do that. It's a game of that's why there's two halves though.
This is crazy.
That's why there's two halves.
Daniel, we're going to move on because you've been on for a while, but appreciate you calling on, bro.
It's
nice to see you.
This is crazy.
Nice to see you guys, man.
Do you think the coach has no effect?
I didn't say it had no effect, but to sit there and it's just like making excuses for these Dominic Solanke or Kola Moani, who's better. I mean, where are we going here?